Hello my punters, welcome back to BSBZA. Bra Robson here, and today we are doing a special episode of subscriber big wins. In the last couple episodes I mentioned a couple of submissions for someone called Ravin. Now Ravin has sent in a bunch of really big stake size wins. I think they've sent in about 10. We featured one or two in the previous episode. There was one where his wife accidentally did that 20,000 Rand bonus buy story. Ended up winning a heck ton of money, and yeah, Ravin ended up sending his story through to me, as well as a bunch of other replays that were part of this flipping generational run. So that's what today's episode is going to be about. The first one you're seeing here was a 320 Rand spin, or what, 32,000 Rand bonus buy. I'm going to be having the replays running in the background while I go through the story that Ravin has sent to me. It's kind of long, but I think the replays are much longer than the time it's going to take for the story. So I'm not going to be focusing my attention on the gameplay. I'm going to be focusing on reading the story that he sent in. Going to have the replays he sent in running in the background. You guys can see over here, I've got the unique numbers there. Going to make sure that each one has a unique number. I didn't want to move myself up to over there, like somewhere there, so you guys can see it. I think it looks a little bit strange, so I'm just going to keep it like that for now, so you guys can see the credits and all of that stuff. Now I have started off with this one from Sugar Rush 1000s, and yeah, looking like a nice big juicy one. I don't think there's any like really big max wins that he sent in. I just think they're all really big stake sizes, big bets, big buys. Story's pretty incredible. It's the 450,000 Rand. Yeah, I'm saying I'm not really going to be reacting to the stuff in the background, but the browser already hit a 450k. And I was thinking, hey, you know what? These replays would actually be great to like sprinkle across various big win episodes. I think that would have been cool, but why not put it all together? I mean, we've done it once or twice in the past, and it's always great when the person that sent it in has actually sent a story behind it, the context. Because we love to hear about the actual stories, what happened, the emotions. The deposit amounts, of course, you know, that's also a big factor. What's the price sitting on now? 792,000. But yeah, welcome to the special episode, I suppose. Long, rambly intro over there. I think we're going to get into the story time once the first one is finished. Wow. I didn't expect the first one to start off with 816,000 Rand. 15 spins left. Well, I'm going to have a quick squiz and see what we have coming up in the sense of... What was that we had? We had a couple of Sugar Rush ones. I think there's a Zeus versus Hades. I don't think there's any gates or anything like that, but I know there are 3 Sugar Rush ones that we're going to have to go through. I think one of them is not a respin special, so hopefully this is the long one. It's already made $1 million. Get this one out the way. I mean, sure, just get $1 million Rand out the way. Why not, eh? Imagine. This guy has won so much money. He has won life-changing amounts of money, guys. It's incredible. It's winning a couple of 100k. Yes, that can improve your life. It might change some people's lives. I think it'll change a lot of people's lives. But this is like completely life-changing. Like anyone in the country wins this amount of money that they won in total, it's going to be completely life-changing. I'm talking like, you can go from like a zero to a hero or something like that. And I'm talking like a proper multi-millionaire, not winning a couple 100k. Hey, you can buy a car, you can put it towards your house, you can maybe buy a small house, that kind of thing, which are life-changing, don't get me wrong, but not the amounts that this bra has won. And look, it did start off with a fairly large deposit. We'll get into, oh my gosh, we'll get into that. We're up to 2.2 million. Well, starting off strong, the first one, the bra walks away with 2.25 million Rand. Plus, hey, let's throw on an extra couple, 130,000, 2.5 million. Oh my flippin' words. And it's all on the green site, by the way. So I don't know if they've posted anything about it. I can't risk going and looking because last time I got a flippin' strike on my channel for showing the site that the person won on last time was legit, and that site had posted. I actually got a strike for that. Can you flip and believe it? This guy's won 3.6 million on the first replay we've looked at. I would have stopped there. I would have walked away. I would have been gone. I would have closed my bidding account. Sorry, guys. I'm done. I'm finished. It's over. Take my 3.6 million. Yo, okay. Well, there's the first one out the way. Let's get into the story time and the second replay. I think I'll choose another Sugar Rush one because they do tend to go on for a while. Okay, so this one's not a respin special, but we're going to rock it through anyway. So Ravin'S said, I watched your episode today and I saw that you were considering making a video just of his replay. So I thought I'll leave you with a story of how it went down in the event you actually decide to go ahead with it. Well, I'm going ahead with it now. It all started with a 10,000 Rand deposit on Player. I'm just going to say the site, Player, the green site, the one with the lion on it, Player. There's a bets afterwards. There we go. You know the site. I started with Sweet Bonanza 1000. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do these in order, by the way. I'm not sure what the right order is. But I started off with Sweet Bonanza 1000. After a few super buys, my balance was sitting at around 38,000 Rand. It was around this time my wife accidentally bought the 20,000 Rand super buy on Sugar Rush 1000. And we picked up that 250k win, which was withdrawn immediately. I kept 200k aside to purchase a family vehicle and deposited 10k from the winnings back into the Player account, which I play on a daily basis. After work at much smaller stakes. So they're playing on a daily basis after work at much smaller stakes. I did this for a week and I noticed that after an hour session daily, I was generally in a profit of 2,000 to 5,000 Rand. Let's skip through these winning screens over here. 2 million Rand. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So he's generating a profit of 2,000 to 3,000 Rand after his short hour sessions. My balance was around 30,000 Rand, and I decided to go with 180 Rand spins on Zeus versus Hades, where I actually picked up a feature and won 400k. I think we're going to jump straight into that Zeus versus Hades one after we just saw this flippin' phenomenal 2 million Rand win. The Braz already won, what, like 5.5 million in just 2 replays, not even maxis. Let's go over to the Zeus versus Hades one where he did 180 Rand spin, and then we'll continue the story from there. Right, so the balance was around, let me turn the sound on there and create that back. The balance was around 30,000 Rand. Decided to do 180 spins on Zeus versus Hades, where I actually picked up the feature, they said, and they won 400k on this one. I withdrew half the money and began to purchase higher stake features across numerous games with the remaining 200k. It was a back and forth journey. However, eventually I picked up a 700k win on Zeus versus Typhon, which is a pretty new game. I had that posted. I think I might have posted it up on BSBZA Extra, me checking out that game. I withdrew 500k and saw the video of the guy that won 5 million on my channel. That was on Sugar Rush, I believe. I then went strictly to Sugar Rush 1000, where I started with 10k super buys and progressed from there as I picked up wins until I actually picked up the max win super buy of 100k on Player and won 2 million. My balance was around 3.1 million and I withdrew immediately. So we've kind of seen those replays. That's what he's talking about. Those replays where he was playing Sugar Rush. I think that's obviously later on in the story. Like I said, I don't have the replays in order. I'm not sure about the right order of them either. But yeah, that's where we're going to pause that for now, and then we're going to find out what happened after. We're going to go into some of the Zeus versus Typhon ones after the Zeus versus Hades win, where he says he won 400,000 Rand on this one, up to 140,000 Rand. 2 spins left. I mean, it's a nice setup here, but like, what's he going to get? Really high symbols? I guess it doesn't really matter, hey? It's 180 Rand spins on 277,000, extra 130,000 Rand. There we go. Couple of Phoenixes, couple of Hades there. 445,000 Rand on Zeus versus Hades. We're going to jump over to the Zeus versus Typhon's one, and we're going to carry on with the story time. Right, so the story time continues. This is the smaller stake, 2 Rand a spin. I'm assuming this was some of the super buys that he was talking about, or the special bets. So yeah, so after they picked up that 3.1 million Rand, they immediately withdrew. They opened a fixed deposit account and loaded 3 million in there, so they were not able to access it. I love that thinking. That's great thinking. I loaded 100k on Betway and started with smaller stakes on different games. Let's squeeze myself down the side there. And it was a roller coaster, winning and losing, which is when I went back to Sugar Rush 1000 and started the same process as I did on Player. After a few big wins, my balance was around 700k. I decided to buy the max super buy of 160k. I think that's the one we saw a little bit earlier. The first two buys did not pay at all, and my balance was dropping fast. However, the third buy paid a whopping 3.7 million. That's the one that we saw earlier. I think that was the first replay that I featured. This is the stage I said I'm done with gambling. I withdrew the money from Betty. It was on Betty. It took slightly longer than Player. Not sure if it was because of the public holidays as it was the festive season. I have closed all my gambling accounts, but to sum it up, I started with a 10,000 Rand deposit, and 45 days later, I have 7.2 million in my accounts, which is life-changing money for me, and I wish everyone that watched or watches your channel receives the same blessing that I have. That is absolutely flippin' incredible. What a story sent in there by Ravin. I mean, like you said, he sums it up. He started with a 10,000 Rand deposit. Now, of course, it's a 10,000 Rand deposit. It's a big amount. But in what flippin' expect, like even in my wildest expectations, I would never, ever expect to take that 10,000 Rand up to 7.2 million Rand. That's like, let's say me, for perspective, wow, nice win there. I generally start with a 5,000 Rand deposit. Imagine I win 3.6 million on a 5,000 Rand deposit. The thing is, I'm not the type of person that's going to take the big risks. Once I'd won that like 2 point something million, I'd be done. You know what I'm saying? But a fantastic story here sent by Ravin. There are a couple more replays that he has sent in. I think what I'm going to do with those, I'm going to reserve those for upcoming episodes of Subscriber Big Wins, because the story's kind of done now. It was a fairly long story. I don't want to sit here and just watch the replays. We can use those rather in the upcoming episodes of Subscriber Big Wins. But yeah, Ravin, thank you so much for the awesome story. It's spectacular. It's amazing. What I don't want, though, is I don't want people going out and trying to recreate the luck that this man has had. He's had some incredible luck. It's like a 1 in like a 10, 20, 30, 50 million chance at this, but I had to get all of that. And he somehow got it. I know that this last replay was a bit of a Sisluka Lebuchang special, considering the other ones. But anyway, wow, what a story, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please smash that like button. A big thank you to Ravin for sending in all the replays. As I said, there's going to be more that's going to be featured in upcoming episodes. And I do appreciate you sending through the story time as well. We love the context. We love to share the stories about some of these insane wins. Yeah, and guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you on Sunday for Subscriber Big Wins. After that, next Wednesday, it's going to be Keep the Balance. And then, you know, it'll continue as always. But anyway, guys, hope you're having a great week, and I'll catch you then. Have a good one. Cheers.